Yeah, so we're talking passing out kind of level.
Hey y'all, how you doing today?
I'm teleworking today, and I may do a short day today. We had a rough day yesterday. I had a GI virus or food poisoning or something yesterday morning because I woke up stomach hurting, not, yeah, hurting pretty bad. And I ended up having to call Justin into the bathroom to just be with me because ended up going in and out of consciousness, kind of.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it on the way to dropping off the kids this morning, and Justin was like, yeah, I had to kind of hold you and sit you back, and do you remember that? I'm like, no, I don't remember any of that. But thankfully it was something that passed by early afternoon, and then by later afternoon, early evening, I was up and about, bringing in laundry and that sort of thing, because Justin was supposed to be getting sleep and he was having to take care of me yesterday morning. So because of that, he wasn't feeling well by the end of the day. And so thankfully, because he ended up needing to take sick time because he wasn't feeling well, he was able to help me with Malachi last night, because Malachi threw up after we had all fallen asleep. And that was also food related, but we think that was from supper because there was some of it that Malachi wasn't wanting to eat. And he had done a similar thing Thursday of last week.
Yep.
So it's just been a crazy couple days. In some ways, it seems kind of sad to say that I was sick enough that I was passing out, but that morning was pretty rough. I was in the restroom and I called Justin to get me my water. And then when he got in there, I told him, I need you to stay in here with me because I had experienced things like that before. In fact, it was very reminiscent of when I had the GI virus towards the end of the pregnancy with Gwen. And that's what it felt like to me. And I knew it was food related, whether it was the GI issue or like actual food poisoning. So it was mishandling of food in one way or another, whether by the preparers at one of the restaurants, well, fast food places that we went to that day before, or by just, the conditions that the food was held in itself. So Justin was a real trooper. He was a huge support for me, figuratively and literally. I thought I was done one time, was standing up, and the thing that I alluded to in the car was I I the next thing I knew, I thought I was leaning over and Justin was holding me up to keep me from falling. But apparently he was trying to sit me back down, and I don't remember any of that. So there was another instance, I think it was later after that, that I needed to go to the bathroom, and Justin was in the middle of changing Gwendolyn's diaper, and I knew I couldn't wait that long, and he couldn't just leave her there. So I started working my way to the bathroom, and it's not far, it's the next room over. But by the time, like, before I even got to the door, basically I went around the end of our bed, and I knew I had to get down low so that if I passed out, I wouldn't hurt myself as much. And I ended up just laying down there on the floor. And then, probably within a few seconds or so, maybe 30 seconds or a minute later, because Justin was still changing Gwendolyn's diaper at that point, I ended up crawling on into the bathroom and laying on the floor in there until Justin could come and help me. And so, yeah, it was pretty interesting. And there were two different times that I heard a noise, and I asked Justin, do y'all hear that? Because Malachi was in there too, because it kind of made Malachi nervous. Um, and Justin was like, no, I don't hear anything. Well, it didn't sound like the blood pumping through my head like I've sometimes had in the past with like migraines and stuff, but it sounded like a faucet with lots of running water somewhere. So it didn't sound like it was internal. It sounded like an external source for that sound. But when Justin said, I don't hear anything, then I knew, okay, well, I guess it's just me. And that happened 2 different times. So when we all three had food poisoning towards the beginning part of the pregnancy with Gwendolyn, I didn't have it that bad. So none of those symptoms occurred for me with that. But for this one, it reminded me of the symptoms I was having when I had that GI virus towards the end of the pregnancy with Gwendolyn. Thankfully, this time I wasn't pregnant, so I didn't end up having contractions along with it. But it seems like maybe I had a few more rounds of the purging effects and stuff this time through both ends. There seemed to be a little more side effect stuff than towards the end of the pregnancy with Gwen. But, you know, that may not be true because both times it was, you know, I would get woozy and start to kind of pass out and have to lean on Justin and that sort of thing. So I am very grateful that my husband was able to help me out. I probably would have hurt myself had he not been here, just because I would have been trying to take care of myself, but then, you know, passing out and falling on the floor, maybe hit my head on the floor or something like that. So I'm just very blessed that Justin was here and that he was well enough rested to be able to take care of me. But again, because he wasn't able to sleep as normal, he ended up having to take last night off because he wasn't feeling good by the end of the evening, after having had to take care of everybody, because I was completely useless yesterday morning up until like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I thought I was over it. And then I went to walk to the crib to pick up Gwen. And I stopped at Malachi's high chair on the way because he was finishing lunch. And I had to hold on to the high chair because I almost passed out again. So it's like, well, I guess I'm not better yet. But then by about 4 o'clock, 3 or 4 o'clock, I was feeling a lot better and able to stand without getting woozy or anything. And so I was able to get some stuff accomplished then. But just very blessed that Justin was here. And then with Malachi getting sick last night after we all went to sleep, thankfully Justin was able to help me with that as well. So even though all the circumstances weren't ideal, God allowed everything to be orchestrated in such a way that both Justin and I were here to take care of the things that were needed. So it all worked out for the best. But I will say it's kind of weird here today without the kiddos at the house because they're at daycare. But next stage in life, I guess. Alrighty. Well, I just wanted to share a little bit of that weird, crazy experience with you. I feel fine now. My stomach's still a little bit sore and stuff. And, you know, I can't necessarily eat anything and everything I want. But by tomorrow, I'll probably be just fine and dandy. And it was pretty surreal yesterday afternoon and, well, later afternoon and evening being like, was that really this morning? All that happened this morning? Because, you know, I was able to function and be just fine yesterday, late afternoon and evening. But weird times. All right, y'all. Stay healthy and have a blessed day.
Thanks for watching the video. Push the thumbs up to like the video. Also hit that subscribe button, also the bell, so that you can get notifications when our videos come out.
Check us out on our social media pages too. The links are below. Bye, y'all.
Bye.